Hello, this is Annalisa from Faith Dream Create, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another card for you, and today's card is a Father's Day card. I will have a bunch of bonus videos this week because I have a few Father's Day cards to post in time for Father's Day, which is coming up this Sunday, so stay tuned for some bonus videos that are Father's Day themed, but let's focus on this card for now. I'm going to be using this stamp set from Colorado Craft Company. This is called Snuggles, and it is another stamp set illustrated by Anita Dram. She is the author of the Guess How Much I Love You books, and she is now creating illustrations for Colorado Craft Company. I just think that's super, super fun, and I have been loving these images from her lately. I picked these up recently from the Colorado Craft Company website, and I'll have this stamp set linked for you over there because that was the only place that I could find it, but I think it's super, super cute, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp it out onto my card base and make a super simple card. So this card was super simple. I didn't even need to speed up the process in editing. Usually the coloring or the process of card making takes such a long time that I feel like I need to speed it up so that I can make a shorter video for you. But after editing out me searching for supplies and grabbing the next thing, it was only about 12 minutes. So I decided to not speed this up. So you are seeing me stamping this out. I'm stamping this out with VersaFine Onyx black ink so that I can do some watercoloring with the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. So you are seeing this all in real time. This is not sped up, and you're going to see the coloring process not sped up. It is, yeah. So I love how this turned out. But as you can see, I stamped the sentiment from the set as well. A father's love is precious indeed. And then I'm using the Hero Arts wood mounted stamp here that says Happy Father's Day and stamping that along the bottom. And then I'm going to get out the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils and use those to color in the bear and create a background. I love these watercolor pencils. Like, they just go on so nicely and watercolor so beautifully. And it is so relaxing to use them, and you just get such good results. I can't recommend these enough. I'll have all of the supplies that I'm using linked down below in the description box from Simon's Stamp, scrapbook.com, and then the stamp set from Colorado Craft Company over on their website. But yeah, so I'm just using some browns, and then I'm going to come in with a little bit of a green to add in the background. You could definitely switch up the colors as well to whatever you wanted to do. So I have this Father's Day card coming and at least two more because yes, father-in-law, father, and then my husband. I will most likely create a card for him for Father's Day. So we got to get all the Father's Day cards up and ready to go. And hopefully give you some motivation for this year or next year to get those cards done, give you some ideas. So as you can see, I'm just adding in that brown. I find that you do need to color the whole area to get the best coverage. Myself, I'm not sure how other artists or other card makers use these watercolor pencils, if they can just kind of color a little area and get it to spread out. But I find that you get a more finished look when you color in the whole area and add a little bit of color everywhere and then come in with the brush after. So I'm going to come in now with the brush, get the bigger bear watercolored up, and I'm using the Tim Holtz fine detail water brush for this. And I just love how this watercolors up and how it just comes together. It's one thing to use the pencil crayons to color it, or the Spectrum Noir markers or the Copic markers, and that would look great too. But by adding in that water and getting these watercolor pencils to react with the water, it's just so beautiful. And the watercolor look is just so beautiful and just something different. And doing this process is just so relaxing. And to see the end results is really satisfying. So I'm going to get this watercolor up, and then I'm going to add in some brown detail in a darker color from the watercolor pencils, and then I will color in the little bear that is being snuggled as well, and then that will finish off the bear here in a little bit. So I definitely need to make some birthday cards and thank you cards. I feel like this year has just gone by super, super fast. How is it already like mid-June? It just feels like the new year started. Am I wrong or am I right? Let me know down below in the comments if you feel like this year has just like gone by super, super fast. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the years go faster and faster. But yes, I have a lot of ideas and want to create all the cards, so definitely stick around, like this card, and subscribe if you are new and you are watching one of my videos for the first time. I hope that you stick around and subscribe because, yeah, have a lot more ideas coming your way. So as you can see, I'm adding in that darker brown to highlight some of these images. I feel like I should have done this before on the brown bear, but I wasn't sure how to go about that with the watercoloring. But this works out. Now I'm going to come back in with the same brown from the bigger bear, color in the little bear, and then I can watercolor that and then add in the background as well. Getting it all done. So other than the finishing touch at the end, this is a one-layer card. I like to stamp directly onto the card base because then it's one less step for me. Every once in a while I'll pull out my patterned paper or scraps of paper and create a card, though that hasn't happened lately because I've been loving just creating right on the card base, taking away a few steps and just having a one-layer card and then adding a few embellishments or details here and there. But yes, so just finishing up the watercoloring on the bear, and then I'll add in the background, which I mentioned. I felt like this card needed some more color. It was beautiful with the browns, the white, and the black sentiments, but it needed a little bit more. It needed a pop of color. So I'm going to continue using the watercolor pencils by Tim Holtz. I could definitely go with any color that I chose, but I went ahead and chose this green from here. And I'm just going to add it in the background. No rhyme or reason to this, just getting the color down, giving myself good coverage so that the watercolors blend nicely with the water and give me a great background and add in that pop of color that I was thinking and that I was wanting. So it doesn't look like much now. You could definitely leave it like this, but by adding the water in, using the watercolor brush, you just get a finished background and continue that watercoloring look. So here I am adding the water in, blending this all together and finishing up the background and all of the coloring. So yeah, without reaching for a few supplies or looking for some supplies here and there. This video took me just over 13 minutes, which is pretty cool. I like cards that are not over the top but are simple and quick to make, so this would be a great last minute card if you have not started your Father's Day cards yet. And you could definitely use this stamp set for thank yous or happy birthdays as well. Just be like, thank you for being here, friend, and happy birthday, definitely. So to finish up this card, after the watercoloring is done, I felt like it was still missing something. It needed a little bit more. So you could definitely leave it alone, but I wanted to add one more simple finishing touch. So of course, I'm going to reach for the scrapbook.com pops of color because I love them and I'm using them all the time. So I picked out the Key Lime Gloss pops of color. And added that below the sentiment on the bottom and then on the sides of the sentiment on the top. So I feel like it matched really well. Because I did use a green. It kind of looks yellow on camera, but it is green, and I feel like the key lime matched the background really well. And then I'm going to go ahead and flick the dots to flatten them out and make them finished. And that's going to finish up the card. And I will show you here. Oh, and I forgot one last thing. I colored in their noses with a Spectrum Noir marker to finish it off. So here is the finished card. I love the watercoloring and then the pops of color to give it that finishing touch and a little bit of shine. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you join me here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.